Hello friends, welcome to my channel, Quiz and Storyline. Today we will talk about the story of a man named Oye. He was traveling towards the moon in his rocket. During this time, a large asteroid named Pi turned towards Earth. This asteroid was even larger than the one that caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. Humans had devised a plan to avert this danger, which involved building a space station on the moon where Oye was headed. This space station was equipped with many dangerous weapons aimed at destroying the asteroid and using the moon's gravity to push its fragments away from Earth. After 8 years of continuous effort, humans succeeded in this mission and managed to destroy the asteroid. Oye and his team were preparing to return to Earth, but Oye wanted to express his feelings to his commander, Zinc. For this purpose, he went to his room, put on headphones, and began writing a letter. At that moment, an astronaut named Zhu informed Commander Zinc that there was a malfunction in their weapons and that the debris of Pi asteroid was going to fall on the moon in the next half hour. Upon hearing this, Commander Zinc immediately ordered the evacuation of the space station. Everyone started running towards their rockets, but Oye, who was wearing headphones, was unable to hear this news. When Oye saw that the first rocket had taken off, he also quickly ran towards the space station. There were 6 rockets present, but suddenly 5 rockets took off simultaneously, and now Oye was left with only one last rocket. Oye tried to contact his team but failed, and reluctantly sped up his rover. However, he encountered a large pit along the way, and his rover fell into it. By the time he climbed out, the last rocket had already taken off. Now the debris of the asteroid had begun to fall on the moon, and Oye found a pit to hide in. Unfortunately, a piece of debris fell into the pit, and Oye lost consciousness. After regaining consciousness, Oye was confident that the people on Earth would find him. During this time, a large asteroid collided with Earth, causing devastation. For the next 6 months, Oye kept trying to contact Earth, but after failing, he accepted his fate. Fortunately, Oye had enough food and water. In memory of his companions, Oye decided to fulfill all his wishes. First, he wanted to spend time in Commander Zinc's room, but he did not know the password for Zinc's room. Oye's second wish was to surf on the moon's surface. However, despite repeated attempts, he could not find Zinc's room password, and finally, in anger, he blew up the door. Oye decided to go on a date with Zinc's picture. During this time, he accidentally spilled ketchup on Zinc's picture, and Oye kissed the picture. He was unaware that the entire team of the space station was watching him from headquarters and were astonished by his actions. Zinc cancelled Oye's rescue mission, and the government planned to showcase Oye's life to the world to give people hope that one man could survive alone on the moon. The government wanted to alter Oye's voice before presenting him to the world, so that he could converse as they wished. Oye was not given any script, and when he arrived at the warehouse, he noticed a strange and unfamiliar object. Initially, Oye mistook it for a girl and began talking to it, but as he got closer, he saw that it was actually a fat kangaroo. Meanwhile, when the live streaming began, the camera focused directly on the kangaroo's face. On the other hand, Lutz, who was completely unaware, began dubbing according to the kangaroo's lips. Zinc tried to stop Flutist, but it was too late, and many people had already seen this scene. Zinc and Zoe had to appear before the chairman due to this mistake, where they explained that their research team had accidentally left some kangaroos at the base station. On the other hand, Floatsit was not a real voiceover artist. He was an influencer known for providing voiceovers for various content on social media. After this major error, Zinc decided that instead of dubbing the video, the story would be narrated. Meanwhile, Oye took on the guise of a female kangaroo to attract the attention of the nation. As soon as the public learned the truth, they began to beat Oye, and seeing this, Floatsit burst into laughter. Zinc took full responsibility for the blunder, and at that moment, he received news that a fighting match was about to take place between Kong and Oye aboard the spaceship. Everyone was eagerly watching the match, where Kong showcased his strength by delivering a powerful blow to Oye, knocking him unconscious. Upon witnessing Oye's condition, Zinc attempted to contact him, and when Oye came to, He saw lines on the communication channel and began to cry tears of joy. Although he could not hear anyone's voice, he was glad that people were alive on Earth. They reconciled and decided to board their rover to reach a damaged Apollo 18, which they could use to get to the lunar station, where a rocket was waiting to take them back to Earth. Oy exerted all his effort to locate the Luna dock that could assist him. Following this, Oy focused on reconstructing the spacecraft, which astonished everyone. Zink checked Oy's file and found that he was a flight dynamics engineer currently working in the maintenance department. On his 282nd day, Oy informed that their broken engine was causing the rover to exceed its weight limit, forcing him to leave the nation behind. Nonetheless, Kong forcibly brought him back to the base. At that moment, Oy remembered that there was a weapon available that they could use like a prototype engine, but it was dangerous. The nation agreed to assist him. Astronaut Zoe informed the entire team that this could work, but they needed to reach the base before sunset because the prototype engine operated on solar power. 1 lunar day equals 14 Earth days, but Oy was running short on time. Everyone believed it was impossible. However, as soon as the sun rose, Oy began driving in the opposite direction to chase the sunlight, granting him 41 days. On the 28th day, both Kong and Oy were completely exhausted, so they tied themselves together with a rope. After several consecutive days of driving, they finally reached the engine. There, Kong started pressing a button continuously, and fortunately, it turned out to be the engine check button, causing no confusion. Oy locked Kong inside the vehicle, and they both set off back to their base. Along the way, the nation's car detached from the engine, and Oy realized this too late. He knew that if he went back to retrieve the nation, he would miss the sunlight, but ultimately he returned and reached the nation. As predicted, they could not return on time. Therefore, Zink ordered the search for Luna Dog to use its battery to help Oy reach the base. Both Oy and Kong were extremely tired, and due to the setting sun, they had only 5 hours of battery life left. Suddenly, Luna Dog activated but could not find them because it was in power-saving mode. 55 kilometers away, their cabin froze due to the battery running out, forcing Oy and the nation to come out of the vehicle. Astronaut Zoe decided to take control of Luna Dog to bring it to Oy, but midway, the battery died, causing Luna Dog to fall into a large pit. Upon seeing this, everyone on Earth felt hopeless. Oy and Kong began talking while gazing at the stars and then became lost in memories of Zink. A little while later, when Oy regained consciousness, he saw Kong running around, chasing a glass reflection. An idea struck Oy, and he tied a rope around Kong's back, which proved beneficial for his surfing practice. Now they both sped ahead. However, a massive pit appeared in front of them, which Oy cleverly navigated by using a nitrogen tank. This success brought joy to everyone on Earth, igniting a new hope among them. Due to his bravery, Oy received various supplies from Earth. The chairman announced that communication lines would be repaired within the next 3 months, after which they could reconnect with Oy. Gradually, things began to improve, but no one knew that a massive piece of the Pi asteroid still posed a threat to them. Meanwhile, Oy and Kong were playing when Kong accidentally touched some wires. Following this, Oy saw some signals on the screen, reminiscent of the previous time. This led Oy to believe that perhaps no one was left alive on Earth. Maybe Kong had also tampered with the wires similarly, resulting in the signals. This realization left them quite despondent. Meanwhile, Zink started tirelessly working on fixing the communication lines. A few days later, Oy created a month's supply of kangaroo toys for Kong and prepared to exit the ship to face everything alone. Oy was very hesitant, so Zink informed the entire world about Oy's feelings and simultaneously requested everyone to point their phone flashlights towards the moon. Meanwhile, just as Oy was about to take off his helmet far from the ship, he noticed the light coming from Earth, and upon seeing it, he dropped to his knees and began to weep. After a short while, when he returned to the base and switched on the communication button, he could finally hear all his teammates. They informed him about the live streaming of his activities on Earth, but despite that, Oy remained silent. Consequently, everyone positioned Zink in front of him, and upon Zink's greeting, Oy became quite joyful. For the next few days, all the engineers assisted Oi in repairing his spacecraft, but he only felt happiness when he saw Zinc. Finally, after the spacecraft was ready, Oi had the chance to speak with Zinc alone one night, during which Zinc revealed that he had joined the maintenance department solely because of Oi. In fact, Oi had not originally intended to work in that department, but when he saw Singh passing by, he fell in love at first sight. Now he had decided that he would stay on the moon, and if he wanted to be with that girl, he would. After that, he was even willing to do a small job in the maintenance department. Upon hearing this, Zinc also told him that on the day they boarded the rocket, he had seen Oi running, and regrettably, he could not wait for him then. Their conversation caused everyone to forget about the approaching asteroid from Earth. The next day, Kong and Oi were fully prepared to return home, and with the help of their team, they successfully launched the spacecraft. Everyone was quite pleased, as Oi and Kong had finally reached the space station after spending 923 days on the moon. Zinc then called for an emergency meeting to inform everyone about the large piece of the Pi asteroid that was rapidly approaching them. The chairman believed that only one person could save them from this danger because his ship's engine was a weapon in itself. That person was none other than Oi. Upon hearing this, Zinc entered the control room and turned off the live streaming, leaving everyone astonished. Before she could speak to Oi, he had already become aware of the danger. In fact, he had overheard their entire conversation through headphones and now knew that due to the lack of engines, he would have to collide with the asteroid himself. He also had to return to his spacecraft before the systems activated. His chances of survival for this mission were very slim, yet Oi was ready to take action. He knew that the responsibility for saving Earth now rested solely on his shoulders. He then told Zinc that if he died, she should find someone else, as he didn't want her to live alone. With Kong's supporters rallying, everyone on Earth was ordered to move to underground bunkers. After that, Oi first secured Kong to his seat to ensure he could safely return to Earth. However, Kong wanted to stay with his friend. Once they separated, Oi's spacecraft encountered several rocks. After colliding with one of those rocks, his spacecraft began spinning uncontrollably. To stop it, Oi detached his compartment from the craft. After that, the systems were perfectly fine, but their engine had detached. Singh then informed him that a piece of the pie was about to pass close by, and she did not want to take Oi's life under any circumstances. Hearing this, Oi told her that she should only think about saving Earth. He then instructed to turn his ship towards the asteroid and start the live streaming. After that, he thanked everyone while detaching the systems. He also mentioned that he always thought that either the ones in front would die or the ones behind would be completely safe in the middle, but today he was standing between Earth and the asteroid. Following that, he began to move towards the asteroid at full speed while singing Zinc's favorite song. Upon witnessing this, Zinc and everyone else were in tears. When he reached the asteroid, Zinc attempted to press the button for the systems but failed. At that moment, only brief moments spent at the well were swirling in his mind. Just then, Oi reminded him of his responsibility and urged him to press the button. A few seconds later, a massive explosion occurred, and the asteroid shattered into tiny pieces. Those small fragments looked like stars crashing into Earth. Along with millions of others, Kong could also see them. A boy in the crowd told his little sister that today they would only be able to return home thanks to Moon Man. Over the next 10 years, due to everyone's hard work, Earth had recovered. Then the new chairperson of the space program, Lacey, announced that humans were once again going to the moon. Meanwhile, Singh was also preparing to go to the moon again. Upon arrival, she could see the moments Oi had shared on the moon. As she looked at them, tears of joy filled her eyes. After that, while looking at Earth with one of her colleagues, she mentioned that the debris from the shattered asteroid 10 years ago was now orbiting Earth like a ring, always reminding them of Moon Man. I request you to complete 10,000 subscribers on my channel soon. We hope that you all will like this video and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your loving comments, and see you in the next video.